Hi, I'm Bas, and today for RedShark I'm going to review the Zeiss Loxia lenses. Let's go! So let's run through all the main features of these lenses. Obviously they're a native E-mount, so they're meant to be used for the Sony mirrorless cameras, especially actually the Alpha series, so the DSLR series, but you can also use them on the FS series like the FS5 or the FS7. First off, let's look at the build quality of these lenses. Well, they're really well made. It's clearly a German manufacturer, Zeiss, in that they really use quality materials to make this as high a standard as possible. So they're like all metal from the inside and the outside, and it just gives them a really sturdy look and feel. Now the lenses are very small and light, and this is because of the fact that the E-mount system is mirrorless, so they can actually build a very small lens which still has the same optics as you're used to on DSLR glass. Now another great thing about this is that you actually won't attract too much attention to yourself whenever you're filming or taking photos, which is useful in a lot of scenarios where you don't have permission, for example. While Zeiss don't claim it themselves, these lenses actually feel pretty weatherproof, especially with the blue rubber sealing near the mount. The lenses are manual focus only, so this is a good thing for video. It might turn you off if you're mostly into this for photography though. Because the Loxias are manual, Zeiss actually sells lens gears for them, so you can use them with your follow focus system. All the Loxias use the same front diameter, which is actually easy because you have to only buy one set of filters. And the other thing all of these lenses have in common is that they have 10 aperture blades, which make for very nice round out of focus objects. So that might all be well and good, but how are they in real life? Well, I only had a very short amount of time to test these lenses, so I ran onto the street, grabbed my FS5 and started shooting. Now, one of the things that I noticed while shooting now is that to change lenses, to go from one to the other, it's actually quite difficult because most of the lens is actually moving. They have a big gearing system, which is good, but as soon as I'm trying to get the lens off the camera, you have to do a bit of a weird move to get them off. So it's not that easy if you're on your own and you're shooting, and the same goes for the other way around. So if you try and lock it, the whole focusing mechanism, the whole barrel will actually rotate. So that's not ideal. Zeiss clearly had videographers in mind when designing these lenses. The declickable aperture is a really great feature whenever you have to quickly adapt to changes in lighting, especially if you don't have a variable ND mounted in front of the lens. The aperturing itself is on the small side and is located near the lens mount, which isn't that ideal because if you want to blindly change the aperture while shooting, you actually can have a bit of an issue finding it. The Loxias do have a bit of asthma in the sense that they have a breathing problem when shifting focus. I don't think it's that much of a problem in normal use shooting, but this really depends on your own style. Do make sure that you take this into account whenever you want to purchase these lenses for video. So are these Zeiss Loxias something you should consider? Well, I think so. Sharpness wise, there's really no faulting in Zeiss. I think they're pretty damn sharp. I don't see any real problems in chromatic aberration or color fringing, stuff like that. And I do think the bokeh does look very lovely and very Zeiss-like. Do take into consideration that these lenses are E-mount only, so for mirrorless use, whenever you want to move onto EF or PL mounts, you can't make use of these lenses. So that concludes my Loxia review. Please subscribe and see you next time. Here, jump cut this.